What up, y'all? Hey, man. I don't understand it, dog. If you were born and raised in Los Angeles, if you are a Southern California native, if you have been a Laker fan long before LeBron James decided to take his talents to LA, then you would know that even though Rich Paul and the F-Boy media have been pushing this GOAT stuff about LeBron ever since he ran to Miami. And since he's been in Miami, it's been certain people trying to bring rumors and circulate stuff out there. But real talk, LeBron wasn't really looked at or believed as a GOAT until after Kobe passed away. Yeah, there were talks about could he be the GOAT, or he would be the GOAT, or he would be the next one. But real talk, people always contradict themselves because, if you were alive and you watched this man, Kobe Bryant, throughout his career, and you grew up watching the dude, with as much respect I have for MJ as the GOAT, Kobe still is definitely higher than LeBron when it comes to the clutch gene, being an offensive assassin, a defensive monster, a man who was a real leader and who never took the easy route, never left his team. It's funny when a lot of LeBron fans always say, man, what you mean? He was going to go to Chicago, or he was going to go to Detroit. He was about to leave. He demanded this. He didn't leave, dog. So all this shoulda, coulda, woulda stuff ain't really adding up. It's not a great argument. It's not. And understand that it's like, even when Kobe retired, all eyes were still on Kobe and Gigi. We was all rooting for Kobe as a coach and a father, and we were rooting on Gigi as a young phenom. Her hopes and her dreams was to play at UConn and be able to shine, win a championship there, and then go to the WNBA. But that was cut short in that helicopter accident. So in the aftermath of that, LeBron James got ushered up to God status and GOAT status. I don't see how you can be a GOAT when you had no rings, and when Kobe was already at 5 rings, you had to go run from your team and form a super team. But, okay, let's just say we give you a pass on that, because the excuse is you didn't have the support, you didn't have the pieces around you, which that's a interesting conversation anyway in itself, because when Kobe won his 2 more rings after Shaq, if you look at his roster looked exactly how LeBron's roster looked before he left Cleveland. LeBron didn't have all scrubs on his Cleveland team. LeBron has always had to have talented players around him because he's not a natural leader. He's a team player, but he's not a leader, really. He's not someone that's like a general. You don't really see him communicating too much to everybody. He'll say little stuff on the sideline, and he'll kind of just act like he coaching and shit, but you got niggas like Austin Reeves be like, nigga, I don't know what this nigga talking about, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas be really, really capping for this nigga LeBron. And because they have masterminded a genius plan to keep LeBron in the league as much as possible and let him get away with as much as possible, to at least use this numbers game on everybody, because, like the old saying, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. But They are they are hoodwinking. They are bamboozling y'all. They fooling y'all with this number stuff with LeBron because it still ain't adding up. The math ain't mathing. He got a lot of math on his record, but the math ain't mathing. Why? Because with all those stats, the rings is what counts. If you got all that talent around you, you should be getting a lot of rings. What happened, LeBron? When you was in Miami, you knew you had a super team because you was so confident at that little ceremony that they put on for y'all when you teamed up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. And what happened? Not 5, not 6, not 7, but you got 4. You've been to the finals 10 times, so you had many opportunities to get not 5, not 6, not 7, but you got 4. Not 4, 4. You stuck at 4, and you have had more talent than Kobe and Jordan combined. I'm talking about like superstars, Hall of Famers that Jordan and Kobe have played with compared to LeBron. LeBron has surpassed both Kobe and LeBron. I mean, LeBron has surpassed Kobe and Jordan in Hall of Fame teammates alone. Let's think. Scottie Pippen, Hall of Famer. Who else that played with Jordan is a Hall of Famer besides Pippen? Oh, Rodman. He came there a couple of years. He wasn't even there the whole career. Rodman. I don't think Horace Grant is one. I don't even think Steve Kerr's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Fame coach, but he ain't a Hall of Fame player. Kobe. He played with Eddie Jones, Nick Van Exel, Robert Horry. I think Robert Horry should be in the Hall of Fame just because he got 7 rings with, a few teams, but he was a role player. He wasn't supposed to be the outright superstar. He wasn't the one putting up the big numbers consistently every game like a Kobe or a LeBron or a Jordan. But he should be in the Hall of Fame. But let me see. So Kobe has Shaq. That's a Hall of Famer. I think Fisher should be in the Hall of Fame just because of his good role. If Ginobili can get in the damn Hall of Fame, dog, Fisher should be in there. That's all I'm going to say. But he had Lamar Odom, Ron Artest. He probably is a future Hall of Famer, Ron Artest. He had Pau Gasol, Andrew Bynum. He's not a Hall of Famer, but he was good at one point. Kobe helped the team, the staff, the coaches, and Kobe helped activate him because he was so athletic. He was slender, tall, but he was long and strong. Pause. So, all the teammates, if you go down the list of all the teammates, I remember at one point in time, LeBron James had Rondo, Dwight Howard, Danny Green, KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Nigga had Kuzma, AD, McGee, Dwight Howard. Them niggas, oh my Lord have mercy, dog. Nigga had Russell Westbrook. Who else, nigga? Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Luka. Nigga, and then look at all the excellent role players he's had too. Like, come on, man. You gotta make it make sense. How you still stuck at 4 rings? You still stuck at 4 rings and you've had all of this talent around you. It just, the common denominator is he's not a leader, a great leader. He don't know how to really truly, he has his great moments, but he don't know how to really truly put a team on his back and lead them all the way. He did that one time with Cleveland supposedly, but I mean, Kyrie still had to bail him out at the end. So, I mean, really, a lot of people like to call Kobe Robin to Shaq's Batman. First of all, Shaq is Superman. Kobe is Batman, dog. What the hell y'all niggas is talking about? Superman was Shaq, even though he was a Diesel. Superman, Shaq, Diesel. He was Superman first and he became the Diesel. Kobe was not no Robin. Look at the numbers. Every time they won championships, Kobe's numbers was right there. And the only time his numbers was lower was when he was facilitating more because he'd be the one to run the point guard. He was facilitating more so he could help get more players involved, get their open shots, and get the ball to Shaq. Because Shaq, he stays under the rim and just waits. And leans on the guy that's defending him and just waits. And then he gets to the ball, and he plays bully ball, turns around and dunks on him, or try to just get a scoop in or, a foul and hope to make a free throw. Not get hack-a-shacked. But Kobe was the key. Just go back and look at all the highlights and the footage of Kobe in the finals with Shaq and get back to me. But after Kobe's passing, LeBron was ushered into kingdom of LA. And they really, us LA natives, they really tried to force LeBron James on us. They really tried to erase Kobe's legacy and his memories and his accomplishments and his greatness with LeBron by forcing LeBron down our throats. No Diddy. And, once you're consistently putting something in somebody's face all the time to try to make somebody believe something or accept something, eventually people are going to give in. And most of the people that give into it is the one that believe that numbers are everything. And the young group. I'm sorry, unfortunately, it's a lot of these Gen Zs. They grew up. LeBron is their GOAT. That's cool. But accomplishments-wise, integrity-wise, as far as who had a tougher road to getting where they at, Kobe really had the toughest road because he beat more 50-plus win teams in the playoffs than Jordan and LeBron combined. People don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about the many times that Kobe had to go against the top teams and defeated them he was the only superstar on the team. Gasol wasn't a superstar. Bynum was not the superstar. Ariza. Artest was an all-star, but Artest wasn't a superstar. He was definitely an all-star. He was one of the top. He was in top 20 probably in his prime. But real talk, Kobe was the only superstar on the team, and he was still considered the best in the world. Everybody and their mama was saying and knew that LeBron James was not the GOAT. LeBron James was King James from Cleveland. LeBron James was King James from Cleveland. He was Cleveland's king, but he left his throne. He left Cleveland, and then his fan base kept calling him king, and they feel like everywhere he goes, he's the king of that castle. No, LeBron James is still a guest in our house. He is still out of sorts. This is why he has not been successful in LA, because you're in foreign territory, bruh. You're an imposter in our home. You know how much long we've been wanting you to leave, nigga? Nobody don't want you in LA. We respected your legacy prior to coming to LA. It's like, nigga, why you gotta keep running and leaving? You left Miami when you told Miami fans you was gonna give them at least 7 rings. Not 5, not 6, not 7. What happened, bro? You ran to Cleveland so everybody get your bag, and they said, "Oh no, man, what you talking about? LeBron, he going back home. He homesick. He want to win one for Cleveland." Okay, you won one for Cleveland, then you leave. You supposed to stay, build around. Come on, bro. When you at the top of the throne and you win for your city, you don't think more talent is going to want to come and join you in Cleveland? This is how people be contradicting themselves. This is how LeBron contradicting himself. Well, he really didn't say it. It was his fans and in the media claiming that he had issues with the owner. So he went to Miami. Then he comes back after Kyrie was already drafted there from Duke, and he was doing this thing. He was the king. Kyrie was the king. Kyrie was king of Cleveland. He had the throne, the keys to the city, and then LeBron was like, "Man, watch out, nigga. You ain't gonna take over my shit. Who you think you are, nigga?" And then he tried to little brother Kyrie. And then try to leave him. It's like, nigga, you can have Cleveland, nigga. I'm leaving. Like, you a disloyal ass nigga, man. What type of nigga does that? Go back to his city, win, and just say, you know what, man, I won and done. That's all y'all. That's all y'all deserve anyway. So I guess winning a bubble ring and a Kobe ritual ring in LA was more important than winning multiple rings in Cleveland. The nigga probably could have had a chance to really make a real authentic case for being the GOAT if he would have stayed in Cleveland and then racked up more rings there, because he already left Miami hanging. Like, nigga, what's wrong with this nigga, dog? And then what is it with these numbers? Like, you always got to go from 6 to 23 to 23 to 6. It's like, nigga, you sure dodged that 69, didn't you, huh? Because when Bronny got drafted, Bronny came in with number 9. Last season, LeBron had number 6 on. And as soon as his son get drafted to the Lakers with that 9, you was like, oh hell nah, I'm about to go to 23. They can't be calling us 69. LeBron with number 6 and Bronny with number 9. But you know what's so also interesting about that number? Kobe's dad had just passed away. How old was Kobe's dad? 69. So, was it a Kobe ritual and you try to just cover it up? Like, oh yeah, let me get rid of this number 6, right? And I don't want them niggas to tap in and think, oh yeah, it's one of these little, you know what I'm saying, Kobe rituals again. Nigga, dad all of a sudden mysteriously passes away at 69. And then your son coming to the NBA and y'all would have 69. Y'all would bring in the 69, which you just had number 6 last season. Why you keep changing your number? Didn't you tell the world out of your mouth when you went to Miami that you was not going to wear number 23 no more because you said it's disrespectful to Jordan. Nobody should wear his number. You said that, LeBron. But soon as you go back to Cleveland, you smooth got that. Like, or you just, I don't know. Something wrong with this nigga, man. Somebody get that boy some help. There's too much of that fame and too much of that spoiling and coddling of that boy. That's been making him, he just be double talking. He lies so much. It's like, nigga, how you gonna say one thing and then do the next thing? You said, nigga, that you was not gonna wear number 23 no more. As soon as you left Miami, you went back to number 23. And then you come to LA, oh, I'm number 6 now. And then a couple seasons after, oh, I'm gonna go back to number 23. You trying to be like Kobe, dog. You trying to do this 2 numbers so wherever if you retire in LA, you can get both numbers retired, nigga. You think you slick, dog. You a weenie, bro. You ain't no real man. You always gotta copycat other people or try to outdo other people by trying to use their gifts. Like, you're not gonna ever be like Kobe, dog. Kobe was a killer on the court. You was soft, nigga. He was always too friendly and you're a nice, like Charles Barkley said, LeBron is a nice guy. Kobe would kill you. He don't care if your mama's there, your daddy's there, your kids are there, your grandmother's there, your grandmother, father. You're going to get this work. So you must have thought you can come to LA and finally get that killer instinct, that Mamba mentality. Nope. You only won 1 ring in LA. Well, you could have stayed in Cleveland and won more. And you only been to the Western Conference 1 time after you won. And what else? You got so many first-round exits, dog. But then everybody want to make excuses and say, oh, man, he's 40 now. What you expect? Okay, why don't he retire then? Stop hurting us, nigga. Y'all niggas think we really can't win without LeBron. We was winning before LeBron was even born, nigga. LeBron wasn't even born and the Lakers was winning multiple championships. Nigga, you ever heard of the Showtime Lakers? Y'all niggas is goofy as hell, bro. Real talk. But stop all that worshiping. You know what I'm saying? Put some respect on MJ. Put some respect on Kobe. We respect LeBron. We don't respect you goofy fans. I don't respect the flopping and the team hopping and the calling it, proclaiming yourself to be the GOAT and not being humble enough to really put the respect. You know, not saying that he got to call Jordan or the GOAT or Kobe the GOAT, but it's like now that he's getting so much attention and love, he's soaking in that. Like he is really, he needs people's energy. He needs you to worship him. He needs you to bow down to him and call him king. And y'all that's doing that, y'all part of, y'all don't even know. Y'all part of the agenda. Y'all are part of the brainwashing that they have in sports right now. They want you to aspire to be like that. Ain't gonna be not with us. Real LA natives, real Laker fans, and real basketball fans ain't with that 65 stuff, bro. Nah. Play the game the way it's supposed to be played. If you don't want to play it the way it's supposed to be played, start your own league and come up with your own rules and do all your flopping and team hopping and do your NBA fantasy league stuff. That's cool, but nigga, you gotta win with integrity. In order for you to get the full respect, you gotta show that you're one of the best. And the only way you prove that you're the best is that you don't need to team up with all of the best. Kobe didn't want to be teamed up with Dwayne Wade and LeBron James well, he just showed didn't want to be no teammates with Dwight Howard until Dwight Howard wanted to come on board years later. But Dwight Howard didn't deserve to win no championships either, though, because he didn't have much integrity with his shit. So, Kobe couldn't control who was coming in and out of LA. He wanted to still compete. So as he was getting older and getting injuries, he had to do what he had to do and adapt to whoever. But he was mostly getting guys on their way out. When Gary Payton and Karl Malone came to LA, that wasn't no super team because them niggas was washed. If they was in a prime, if this was Seattle GP and fresh Utah Karl Malone mailman, then yeah, we would have won more. But even when we got Steve Nash and Dwight Howard, it was like niggas. Steve Nash was injured every other week. Dwight Howard with this back problem, and then he was soft. And it was tender at that time. So it was nothing you could do really. But it was what it was, man. Salute to LA. Salute to all the real Laker fans and everybody that stand on business and don't just go along with the get along, because everything they put in your face, y'all don't have to accept it. Numbers only don't lie in certain aspects, but when it comes to this GOAT topic and just saying who's the best, or who has the most respect and who earned it the hardest and the best way, numbers lie when it comes to NBA. Because if that was the case, I've said before, why wasn't Kareem considered a GOAT? He has 6 rings, and he was the all-time leading scorer. He has 6 rings. He has still to this day he has more rings than LeBron. And he was the all-time leading scorer. So why is it that LeBron can become the all-time leading scorer and stay and get these longevity stats and to get the fountain of youth, and be able to just, just stay in the league and rack up stats? Why is it that he get a pass and why is he the GOAT now all of a sudden? How are you the GOAT when you haven't even won enough? You haven't won that much glory. You ain't won that many rings. John Stockton. John Stockton was the all-time leader in assists. Stop it, Doc. Just make it make sense, man. Because the math ain't mathing.